Ranch 'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
I'm Zeke Thurston, 2016 World Champion Saddlebrock Rider, and you're watching The Pepperidge Stewart Show.
I don't know how many times he said that, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of times he said that. And a lot of times you've been caught staring at us, and that's what you do. But it happens. Happens a lot. Got a lot of stuff happening today. We got some guests. We got some in-studio guests. We've got a couple on the line we're going to talk to today. So we're going to be full of stuff for you guys. We're going to dive into some cow news, got some rodeo news, everybody's favorite odd news. There's some really good stuff going on right there. A couple of trailers coming out for you guys for some shows to watch, so we'll do that. And then I'm not solo today. Randi's here.
I am here. We do have a full house with guests and hosts.
It's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy day. Busy day. But with that, we want to give a shout out to Ranch Works and check out their aerator.
Success in pasture renovation is all about using the right tools. And to get the job done, it's going to require significant weight, a large cutting surface, and speed. Ranch Works aerators are overbuilt to last, constructed with a thick steel water-filled drum, and forged blades that are backed with a lifetime guarantee against breakage. Weight, blades, speed. That's what sets Ranchworks apart. Ready to see the difference? Visit ranchworks.com and get the job done right.
Get the job done right. That's what he said. And we're going to talk to Jared about that here a little bit later for you guys. Talk about those, what they do, how they work, and what you do with them.
Can't wait to hear it.
What do you think they do with them?
Ranch Works? Well, I hear they've got a passion for soil health that they're going to tell us about.
Okay. All right. They'll tell us all about that. Also, some trailers we told you about. Landman. We got Landman out there. Starts pretty soon on Paramount Network, so check this out and see if you want to watch it.
Oil and gas industry makes $3 billion a day in pure profit. And it's only getting bigger. But before any of that money is made, you gotta secure the land, then manage the people. That's my job. First part's pretty simple. It's the second part that can get you killed.
Convinced itself that you are evil and I am evil for providing them the one thing they interact with every day.
Getting oil out of the ground is the most dangerous job in the world. We don't do it because we like it. We do it because we run out of options.
Everybody's whole family works the patch.
Roll the dice one last time.
Sticking with beer, you want something stronger?
I quit drinking, I'll stick with beer. Welcome to the oil business.
All right. We did tell you we had some folks come in today, and with that we do from all the way from Bandera, Texas, the Bandera Historic Rides. Harrieth Stewart is here to tell us about what's happening over there. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. I had a absolutely gorgeous drive across our beautiful state this morning.
All right. So let's get into this. Before we get into your Bandera Ranch over there, let's see how in the world from Finland to Texas, how did that happen?
I know, it was a very long journey to swim.
A lot of sharks?
Oh, you know, all honestly, I never even imagined. I mean, of course, everybody been watching Dallas in the 80s and Ewing family and everything. So that's the perception of Texas you had pretty much. But I came to run a marathon in New York and decided to do a little road trip.
Yeah.
And been into horses all my life. So me and my friend started digging into what we can do. The race is November, so we looked kind of further south. And my friend was like, I've heard about the place named Bandera, Texas. Never heard about it. Tumbleweed Cowboys, I reckon. When we got here, that was it. That was it. Like I say to everybody, you know, some Texans are born in another country.
Yeah. And they found their way here.
As soon as I could.
Yeah.
All right. And who else you got with you there on your place in Bandera?
So it is my husband Tom. Since 8 years, we have a little ranchette, almost 90 acres, where we got 31 head of horses and some longhorns, 7 longhorns there right now. And we live on a ranch with our dogs and cats and chickens and whatever whatnot. And we have since we met. The day we met, we started talking about we should do our own business, and we started with the 2 horses I had, 2 rescue horses.
Yeah.
And, started with nothing on our hands, and now 2 years ago we bought our own place.
Okay. All right, and with that, we've got some photos of that too, the place over there. So with the rides, how does that work as far as, you know, the people come out to the ranch, they come out to ride and go on rides and go. I've seen you go to town and then you go through different locations. So how does that work for when the people come out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's the River Medina right there, that picture. So we are very lucky. We operate on 3 different places. We do the day rides where we meet up people at Hill Country State Natural Area. It's the largest equestrian park in South Central Texas. Beautiful scenic hills and everything. That's state natural area right there. And they got 5,000 acres, so we do rides there, 2 hours up to half day. We do camp out. We have people sleep in bedrolls on the ground. And then we also ride in city of Bandera. They have a beautiful little city park there, and that is a public park. You can ride or hike or whatever. It gives about an hour nature trails, go down by the water, and then, of course, right into town.
Yeah.
You know, hitch up by the restaurant or watering hole or whatever. World famous little cowboy bar right there. And then we do ride on our place, too.
Yeah.
We started with that when we bought the place. People can come out there and do a little shorter ride. Typical, great for introduction. We have a perception where we want people really to get involved. Hands-on. Come over there, groom the horse, and learn how to saddle up and ride out. And for those who are staying there, we got 2 small cabins. That's the same thing. I welcome them to come up 5 in the morning to feed. I mean, I don't get a lot of takes on that, but you know, they kind of mooch up around 7, and you can get a little coffee. You know.
Yeah.
So they help us with everything: scooping poop, fixing fences, and. Yeah, lots of riding, of course.
Lots of riding, okay.
Yeah.
And where did the people, a lot of your, the people, you know, there's a lot of people here from Texas, but you have a lot, because we're global. We have a big fan base in Germany and then the UK and Ireland, Italy, and all the people, we'll get a lot of, you know, messages like that. Say, hey, we're planning a trip. You know, we're coming to Texas or we're coming to the States and we want to ride horses. Where do we go? And so how often do they land where you're at, where you've got people from everywhere just coming to get the experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're blessed with meeting people from all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, South Korea. We did a show for a South Korean company, and a lot of Europeans. And we do also, since we're really the only one down there that offers more riding. We get a lot of people who have their own horses, or those who wants to get there. So we get a lot of people from. It's about 50-50, I'd say, actually.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. That's what my question is. If somebody wanted to come out and ride with y'all, could they bring their own horses and come out and go on a ride with you?
So we have never really done that up until 2 weeks ago when we did Best of America on Horseback show. And that was the first time we did it. I do sometimes take out people because we know all the trails there at the State Natural Area, for example, and we're trying to show them. But that is not our main thing. Our main thing is with our own horses. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm so happy, that people are really enjoying our calm and laid-back horses. And then that's when I'm really pinching in and say, guys, these are all rescue horses. So, blood, sweat, and tears, some years to fix them up, but they can all do something, getting from the kill and the neighbor's bucking bronco horse. And, but I do not tell them the story of the bucking horse until after the ride.
Until they're done.
Yes,
Oh, this horse was so gentle, tell me the story. And then you're like, oh, you have no idea.
That's my favorite moment.
I like all of the retreats and stays because it, like you said earlier, it appeals to a variety where you have the Sunday morning rides, or I was looking at the website and there was a steak dinner stay that, I mean, these could be real different groups that come and stay. What do you think is the strangest group that you wondered, how did these people come together?
Oh my gosh, that is a good question. That would be the company retreat.
Yeah.
That would be the strangest, because you get all sorts of berries and oat mix.
And that would be a good idea for a company retreat, too.
It is, actually. And then, our name is Bandera Historical Rides. And when we started out, we really wanted to pick up on the history of the area. It's just, the old cattle trail went through there. And it's just personally, it's just so amazing what people could do back then. I mean, how did they dare? It's very brave people, and we love to tell the stories of the Tejanos and everything. Hence, also the cookouts. We work a lot with Kelly Scott, our world famous Kelly Scott, that comes out and do chuck wagon cookouts, and people are making pictures when we're cooking on the fire because that is just wow.
So with the people that want to come out and ride. How do they go about it? So somebody's looking, they say, hey, I want to go to Bandera, I want to ride. Do they go to your website? They call you guys up? How does that schedule and stuff work?
Oh, yes. So it's a blessing having all these fancy things online. We can have online reservations because I spend so much. Me and my husband, we ride. We have one other girl working full-time, and we sit in the saddle. We're like hands-on. So I can't really take the phone, and I have to call back and things like that. So online is great, but then it's also, my phone is open. It's just to give me a call, leave a message. A lot of people are very amazed that they look at the webpage and they think they come to big corporations. I know, ma'am, it's me. I'm my own secretary. My husband is not allowed to pick up the phone, so.
I feel like there's a reason there. We won't dig into that story. How do these groups work? Is it just private groups, or let's say, I only have like 2 people, but we really want to go? Can we look at the website? Are there times that you sign up to kind of join in a larger group, or is it just private time set up? Or?
Oh, yes, ma'am. That's a good question. So we started out with the perception that we prefer to just have private because they want to enjoy it's an experience in that group. But we do have on weekends slots where you can sign up for. And it particularly says online mixed group. Okay. But our main thing is the private.
Okay.
Yeah.
For your company retreats that's been out there, what's the furthest, I guess, or most diverse group of company that came out for a retreat?
Oh, that's a very good question. I can hardly recall what they all have been doing. I live today and then I forget about yesterday. It is more, we have some of the company groups, and it's been some with oil and gas, and you can tell that they're more used to high heels and things like that. We have more so, though, actually, like Boy Scouts that we're doing. And then with that said, with the Boy Scouts, you have the different age groups, and then it's really different experience level, and our goal is to make everybody love horses. So from my perspective as a wrangler, it gets a little bit more difficult to meet everybody in such a big group, because that one is crying and that one is ramming the horse through the arena, you know. So that is a little bit more tricky. Usually, I mean, I'm joking about the corporate groups. So usually those are much easier. So.
And so when they come out, so somebody's watching or listening, and they're like, "Hey, I want to go out there and check it out, but I've never been on a horse." So for the people that's never been on, what do you do differently for, say, the new riders that want to come out and try it out?
It's we do always like introductions first and how to ride, but especially if they call me first and say I'm a little bit nervous, or then we have a lot of those as well. That so my mom put me on the neighbor's horse when I was a kid and slapped me in the butt, and the horse took off and I fell off, so they're like traumatized. And with that approach, we just talk them through things. We get the most gentle, laid back, steady Eddie, pull her out and put that person on and just talk them through the process. Usually after 5 minutes, you have a big grin and you go like, yes, we did it. Like, it's
Okay, all right. And so the website, I guess that's the best for all your information?
Yes, sir. We have pretty much everything there on BanderaHistoricalRides.com. We are definitely blessed with popping up pretty quickly on Googles and things. We got lots of good reviews there, so it organically comes up. But that is kind of the narrow down point. Or then give me a phone call.
Yeah,
that works too. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back on the road. You got a heck of a trip to get back, so.
Yes, sir. But I am very glad because I rarely get to leave the ranch. Yeah. So I had an excursion, and I'm going to go and meet one more friend. Yeah. And then head back down to Central Texas tomorrow morning.
Headed back down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate you coming in and visiting with us and telling us a little about what you guys do so we can tell the people about it and send some more people your way.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. And thanks for a great show.
Thank you. Yellowstone. It's coming out.
Our family legacy is this ranch.
Our enemies don't fight fair. I know what to do. War's over, Ben.
No, Jamie. War is just beginning.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone, premiering November 10th, only on Paramount Network.
All right, so Yellowstone is finishing up. So be sure and watch it because the end is near, as they say.
Of Yellowstone?
Yes.
Okay, not like life in general.
Well, sometimes some things happen. At times. Things happen. They're always happening. Why do you look so confused? You look confused. No, so that's pretty neat. That Bandera thing, I think that's pretty neat. It looks, all those pictures and stuff that they had, that looks like a pretty neat little old ride to go down there and ride around, check it out. I wouldn't mind going down there. I think we're hauling some horses down south in 2 weeks from now to go ride around, put some miles on some young'uns. Put miles on them. Do we have anything happening over there? Before we dive into something else, what was I going to talk about? What was I going to talk about? I don't even remember now. I forgot.
Was it the blankets? Blankets or no blankets?
Blankets.
Or do you want to say
blankets on
that?
or blankets off? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. Blanket your horse. Don't blanket your horse. Up to you. Blankets. If you're show barn people, put them on because they want to keep the short hair so they look good in the arena. But if your horses are turned out, do not put your blankets on your horses if they're turned out because you're not helping anything. You're just pushing down the hair that's supposed to warm them when they get their long hair outside. So your horses that run out in the pasture, don't put a blanket on them.
Ever?
No. Don't put a blanket on your horse out there. It's a horse, guys.
They really like the blanket.
It's not your teacup chihuahua licking ice cream off your lip. I've seen it. I've seen that happen. They just let. I saw somebody the other day. I forget where I was at, and they were eating ice cream, and he was taking a couple bites of ice cream and then scooping it and feeding the dog, and then eating some more. I'm like, oh man, no way. I'll pass on that. So, what do you want to dive into next? Trying to think what we get into. We got a couple more ring-a-ding things coming up, I guess, but we also have the Professional Bull Riders series, Protect and Serve. Their series on YouTube. That's been out for a while. We told you about it a while back. They've got a bunch more episodes out now. And you can go watch this on the YouTubes and see what you think about it.
It's just one of them teams that's everything syncs up, everything's right. It's teamwork that makes the dream work. It's what keeps us healthy going, and these guys got the fight IQ to handle rank hot bulls.
For somebody that doesn't know what I do for a living as a bullfighter, our job is to make sure these guys make it home safely every night, make it home to their families, and are able to get on the next day.
Bullfighting, it originated out of necessity. Way back when they first started rodeoing, cowboys got together to see who could ride the best. They put money up, but the steers and the bulls they were using back then were dangerous, and guys were getting hurt and crippled, and so they knew they needed somebody out there to save them. It's come so far since then, you know, and now they're cowboys, but they're athletes, and they're out there working together, and their sole job is to take care of them bull riders.
You know, your bulls are bucking that much harder, your guys are trying that much harder. The payout is increased. You know, the money is there for these guys. So they're literally hanging on until their head hits the ground. Well, with that happening comes the calling of having to have guys that are at that level and that can step in there and save a guy. The bullfighter's job is cowboy protection, and at the end of the day, no matter what it takes, you got to get the job done.
He's going up against War Departments.
Yeah, in this bull.
When that gate cracks open, you know, you're taking in so much data. I mean, you're having to read the body language of the bull rider. What position is he in? You're having to read this bull. They're checking that rider. They're feeling him. They're checking us.
You know where we need to be, what's about to happen, and if he's in good position, if he's bad position. If I'm thinking, then my thought is in the way of my reaction.
He finally gets free. That is not the way you're supposed to get off your bull.
You've got to be willing to step in there and get your hands on him and direct him. When they get on top of a bull rider, you know, that vision goes down, and that's literally all they can see. So you'll see at times where we've got to get in there and get our hands on them to get their eyes up, get their vision, to be able to see us or see your partner. And there's literally times where you have to step in and put your body on their head in order to make them get your head up.
Yep. Once again, the bullfighters where they need to be, throwing themselves in harm's way.
You know, if there's anybody that's going to take a hooking, it's going to be us. Our job is to make sure these guys make it home safely every night, make it home to their families, and are able to get on the next day. You know, pro baseball players, like they can see the braid of that ball coming on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You can literally see the particles of the dirt coming off the bull's hoof as it's coming at my face.
Again, great work by the bullfighters.
You get into a bad situation, you're in a wreck, you're in a storm. I really don't think you rise to the occasion. I think you drop to the best of your training. And at the end of the day, when these guys are putting their name on your back and expecting you to be there to save them, you do what it takes.
So check it out, the series. It's there. They got a lot of episodes of that on the YouTubes. PBR is doing a lot of stuff. Also, if you haven't been paying attention, you've been under a rock, you missed the big breaking news that dropped this week that shocked the world of bull riding. When PBR was sold.
What?
To TK Investments. I think it's TK Investments, something like that. The people that run WWE.
Okay.
Wrestling, UFC, WWE, UFC, all the fighting sport people decided they would throw out a ton of money. I think it was $3 billion, maybe, something like that.
All right. I mean, that sounds like a good thing.
To buy the PBR. So they've done that. So now everybody's freaking out, wanting to know what's going to change, what's going to happen. And I guess we'll see.
Yeah, sounds exciting.
We'll see what happens, unless they get lost in the shuffle. I don't know where they got lost to, though. I wonder if she had any riders from Canada going to Bandera to ride. You think?
Maybe.
Or not. Maybe they're lost. Or who's lost? You got a lost story over there. Did you lose one? Paper?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of things that are lost, well, we have our regular animal story, but I don't know if you want to do that one in Canada. If they did come from Canada, they might be who this town is looking for.
They're looking for
There's a
them.
town in Saskatchewan. So it is Canada, but they still have elections coming up in November. But there's a problem.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, there is this town. They don't have anyone running for mayor.
What?
They had a mayor. He was elected in 2021, but he's retiring, and no one has stepped up.
Nobody wants to do it.
Nobody's on the ballot. There's also a spot on the town council with no nominees, so maybe both of them ran off to a horse retreat, and they just loved it so much they stayed in Texas. But
that's possible because I don't know. I think today's times are so much different that I don't think anybody wants to be in public office. You got to be a big time narcissist type person to want to be in charge of anything nowadays, especially the town.
Yeah.
The country.
And then you have the older mayor that was retiring. Well, what if he was beloved there? Then you have to compare to him.
Yeah.
So.
Judgmental folks are everywhere. So they're going to be mad. So what happened? So why did he retire? Did it say? Did it say how old he was?
No, that I don't know. His name is George. Call him up and ask.
That's weird. So officials in Kyle said that Mayor George. So it's Kyle's Canada?
Kyle, Canada, I guess.
Saskatchewan. Who named those towns?
Isn't there a Kyle There's a Kyle here, right?
Yeah, because they tried to do a Guinness World Record and have a bunch of Kyles standing in a field, and it didn't work.
Oh, see, I didn't get the follow-up story for that.
I don't think they had enough Kyles.
More Kyles next time.
Kyles in Kyle, Texas. Did they put them on? Did they put them in Kyle, Texas? They put them on. Try to do it on Kyle Field in A&M. I don't remember.
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't remember. I just remember seeing it and thinking that's dumb. Why would anybody? But the world records. I was listening to someone the other day talking about the world records that somebody in Korea just broke a new world record for having the most people standing outside pointing at the sun.
What?
Yeah. They had the most.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. So you can get a whole bunch of people in town just come outside and everybody point at the sun. And world record.
I just want to do it as a social experiment. See who starts doing it with me.
Start pointing.
Yeah. Just turn on a camera and just point, see if people gather.
I wonder if they use both hands, they get extra points.
Right.
God, if you had all of them out.
Praise the sun.
You're racking up the points right there.
Well, there are things that we have to mention on every show. World records.
World record. We had the most people staring at the sun. Yeah. Don't stare at the sun, people. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man. And our other favorite topic, animals that ran away.
They're always running away.
We do have a video clip of this one because it is a little cute at the end. They do catch him. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But there was a runaway red kangaroo.
You runt it.
Yeah.
I thought he was still on the run.
No.
Maybe he has the runs.
He might have been on the run again.
Or he's got the runs. We'll see.
Yeah, he was engaged in a hopping speed pursuit with police in Colorado.
Was he driving?
It looked like they were chasing him around town.
On roller skates?
Well, I don't think so. They did catch him, released back to their owner. And it was at night, so they did give him a talking to about it.
I get it.
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. So she...
Do we, come here.
Come here. Yeah, come here.
I think it would be better if I just use my hands, Sid. Should I use my hands or this?
I've never seen nothing like that in his life. Oh my God.
Okay, so I guess they do catch it.
Why? We were just trying to keep you from getting run over.
He just went out for a midnight adventure.
Just hopping along. Hop along. They call him Hop Along Cassidy. Oh no, there is what else we got? The National Finals Rodeo for you rodeo news people that want rodeo news that you can get everywhere you want it on the internet. So why are you asking me? The National Finals Rodeo contenders have been announced. So now you know who's going to be at the NFR. It's going to be here before you know it. The media credentials were due this week, but I'm not sending anybody. So we're not sending anyone to the NFR this year. So the rest of you media nuts, get after it.
We have your blessing.
Yes. I don't know, the media stuff has changed so much, and it's weird because in the old days when we started this, we were the only one. And this is where everybody came because there was no Facebook Live. There was no videos like that on the internet. So you couldn't get a hold of anybody, so everybody came here. And then even when you went to events and stuff, there still wasn't the live aspect of Facebook Lives and all that crap, so people weren't streaming stuff everywhere. So you had to go to a central place. And when you went to events, you actually could cover stuff and do stuff. But now, all the different associations, PRCA, PBR, all of them, they've all got their own media group, media team, media interns, all these people that want to get into media, and they go help out for free. Which that's how you get it. If you want to get in the door, you got to get in there one way or another, right? And so now you've got all these little teams that are covering all this stuff. So really, there's no point in going unless you want to say you're there.
Hello?
I have no idea what just happened right there.
Doorbell is ringing. That's your knock, knock, knock doorbell, I guess.
The doorbell? Which doorbell was this ringing? The doorbell. So we've got the doorbells going off over there. So apparently someone is hiding behind the curtain. So let's take a listen to this tune here, and then we'll find out who it is.
Just outside of Dallas, there's a girl I know that looks just right in a twilight glow, and a blanket down, hair pulled back from that July heat, or miss nights like that. So now I'm headed south of Ardmore on that Oklahoma line. Lord help us as we conquer these beasts of King Street Ranch, baddest bulls in the east. Yeah, you know what I mean. There's no mistaking us when we bust on the scene.
All right, that right there is Caden Gillard. Caden, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I don't know what's going on with this video.
Oh, it happens. Technology. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't.
I hear that.
But we got you anyway.
How y'all doing over there?
Oh, we're doing good. We're just listening to some music right there.
Good deal. Good deal.
So tell us before we dive into these new tunes you got coming out. Let's go back a little bit and see how it all came to be. So, at what point did you decide that you want to dive into a little bit of music?
So, I mean, I've been playing music for going on, let's see, it's 20, so roughly about 14 years is whenever I started the whole music journey, learning how to play my guitar and, writing songs and all that good stuff. And, I mean, I was diagnosed with leukemia in 2009, and that's whenever I really started learning the guitar and, kind of diving into all that, and I had plenty of time to practice. So anyway, that's whenever I did all that. Well, when I got out of the hospital, I decided I wanted to ride bulls, but I played music, all through, riding bulls, and I wrote rodeo songs and stuff like that. And in 2016, I broke my collarbone, and I was out and couldn't make any money. So I just walked up on the opportunity to open up for Cody Johnson in Crosby, Texas. And when I broke my collarbone, I was like, shoot, I'll try to use that as leverage, start booking some shows where I can pay some bills,
Yeah.
And sure enough, it started coming in, and I got booked for a lot of bull ridings and rodeos, and private parties and stuff like that. And then it just snowballed, and I kind of started to realize I could make money doing that, and I loved it. And when I got on a few more bulls and just kind of decided, it just wasn't, I didn't have that same drive or passion that I did before. And so I just kind of shifted gears and moved my focus over to the music side of things. And so I've been working on like the music dream for roughly the past 8 years. So, give or take, but that's really what we've been doing. We've been trying to write music and record music and release. And I'll tell you what, it's tough.
Yeah, I bet. Now, let's look at the your music style and your influence. What are some of your musical influences, or some of the artists things that you listen to, just to kind of give you an idea?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Christian music and Christian rock, and then the older I got, a buddy of mine, I had an iPod Nano, and a buddy of mine took my iPod Nano and downloaded everything that he had, and there was a ton of George Strait and Merle Haggard and like the old school country, and I fell in love. And so, over the years, riding bulls and things like that, I enjoy music that pumps me up. And so, I guess I've kind of blended those two influences, and some of my songs will make you want to, cry a tear in your beard kind of thing. And then, some of my stuff will make you want to run through a brick wall. So, I guess, I do music that I believe in, and at the end of the day, I pray that people love it. But, at the end of the day, if nobody loves it, I can lay my head down at night knowing that I believe what I put out. I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is very important as an artist, to express yourself in a way that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. And so, I mean, honestly, I've kind of branded myself as Red Dirt Rock and Roll, and it in that song, which I wrote and released a song called Red Dirt Rock and Roll. I talk about being, country gold with my lyrics and stuff, guitar licks that'll rock your soul, and blues riffs that'll take their toll. So we have all that stuff kind of blending in the background. It's always in the back of my mind.
Well, so you have played a lot of different venues, but this is something I like to ask. What's your dream venue that if you got a call tomorrow and someone was like, hey, do you think next month you could play here, that you would just be, no way, that's so cool. Where would you like to go?
Billy Bob's.
Billy Bob's? All right, well.
Billy Bob's. What's
sure.
that?
Oh, I was going to say, well, I'm sure we'll see you there soon. And then
Oh, I do have another one. Another one. Red Rocks.
Oh, well, that's another good one.
Yeah. Red Rocks. Red Rocks is a bucket list venue, as well as Billy Bob's. Billy Bob's has always been, because when I rode bulls, I used to go to Fort Worth often. We'd go get on bulls at Billy Bob's, and we go shoot pool, and I've seen many concerts there. And it's always been a venue that I'm like, I will play here one day, and I will sell it out. So that's the plan.
All right, who do you got on your list, your bucket list for collaboration? Who you looking to really collaborate with?
I would love to collaborate with Kojo and Zach Top, and I mean me and Braxton Keith. we're starting to build a little bit of a relationship. We've written together and hung out a couple times. So I think Braxton would be a cool collaboration as well.
And then we talked about your inspirations and the music that kind of influenced you. But I like to ask, when you play an instrument, when you first started picking a guitar, what was one of the first little songs that you were so excited that you learned? What was your favorite there that you picked up soon?
Let's see. Probably How He Loves by David Crowder.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if y'all know that song, but
I'm not. I guess
yeah.
Judging by the silence over here, that neither one of us were familiar with it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. It's a worship song, and I remember because I hadn't figured out how to play an F chord yet, and the song has an F chord in it, and so I remember whenever I finally learned how to play an F, it was with that song, and I was so excited. So y'all should definitely go check it out. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We will definitely do that. Take a gander at that. So when you're on the road, you're headed up down the road, what is your go-to road snacks? What are you packing? What are you packing in the truck going down the road? What are you snacking on?
Man, so it's funny. It was Red Bull and, Twizzlers, like the cherry Twizzlers, the soft Twizzlers, and stuff like that. I found out recently that I'm allergic to corn and corn byproducts. So I would always wonder why, like, my voice would feel fine all day, and then I'd go to sing that night, and, it constantly feel like I need to clear my throat. And I was allergic to corn all this time, which, what's in candy? Corn syrup, modified food starch. I mean, you go down the list, and it's like the first 4 ingredients are corn byproducts. So now I've kind of figured out certain things that don't mess with me. If I'm singing that day, I try to eat pretty clean, and I try to go more like the fruit route and stuff. And lots of water and flavorless Pedialyte. And then if I'm not, then I pretty much eat whatever I want, and I go back to Red Bulls and Cheez-Its and candy. I love chewy candy, like gummies and things like that. I'm not huge on chocolate, but if it's there, I'll eat it, I reckon.
All right, wearing it out. So when you're not on the road, you're back at the house.
Yeah.
You're kicked back out in the backyard, thinking about some music you're going to do, and you decide to fire the grill up. What are you putting on the grill?
Steak. That is not even I don't even have to think about that one. Steak. I'm a beef man.
Yeah. Beef and
Love
potatoes?
Beef.
You going to throw some potatoes on there too, a little beef and potato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm actually a big fan of sweet potatoes. So, I'll get a sweet potato dressed out with the marshmallows and everything else. Like I said, I got a big sweet tooth. So.
All right. So before we get out of here and let you get back to it, I know you're busy. You got some stuff going on tonight. For those that are looking for your schedule, trying to find out where you're going to be, or to download your new songs, where should we point their direction?
So you can go to my website, which is cadengillard.com. It's pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Very original. cadengillard.com.
Okay.
So that'll give you all the information that you want to know. New releases, old releases, what's coming up, where we're playing, what we're doing, music videos. I mean, you name it. We're about to get some new merch uploaded on the site, and all that good stuff. We're really gearing up for 2025, so y'all be on the lookout.
All right, we'll do that, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us and let us know what's going on with you, and we wish you luck down the road, and we'll see you soon.
Thank y'all so much. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
And we've got a tune. We've got a tune of his somewhere floating around there that we can throw in your holes.
Daddy worked like a mule mining Pike County coal. Messed up his back, couldn't work anymore. Said one of these days you'll get out of these hills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of it. Just bring you to keep the Lord in your heart and you'll have nothing to fear. Live the best that you can and don't lie, don't steal. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of it. Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world I can't seem to shake. Well, I remember your words, Lord, bring me the chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of it. Keep in mind that a man's just as good as his word. Takes twice as long to build bridges you burn. There is hurt you can cause, time alone cannot heal. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of it. Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world I can't seem to shake. I remember your words, Lord, bring me the chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of it. Daddy, I've been trying.
So check out his tunes. See what's happening with Caden. He's out there singing songs, grilling steaks, chowing down on some candy, because he is the candy man. So check it out. Also, don't forget, guys, Kid Rock and Rodeo. If you want to get in on the 2025 action, get in the draft. You still have time to get into the draft. So registration's open now through the first week of November. So whenever you Rock Rodeo to the website, look it up. You still have time, because you've got time, because the sky is not falling yet. So you have time to enter the draft. But I thought your sky was falling.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what the segue was there. That wasn't where I was going. See, now you've thrown me off. But I did see this story out of Memphis.
Tennessee.
Sometimes people are hard to find. Sometimes authorities might create a task force specifically to find the whereabouts of someone on the run.
On the run?
Yeah, and so because sometimes it is hard to track somebody down, and they do it, and sometimes it falls right into your lap.
Oh, yeah.
So the group in Memphis that was tracking down Dario Wilkinson had reached a Memphis home that they wanted to search.
Yeah.
When he fell through the ceiling and kind of ended the search there.
He was helping out.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? Why make this last all day? I'll just drop in and say hello to these guys.
And where was this at?
Memphis,
Tennessee. So I'm trying to think the weather situation. So if he's in the attic, was he camped out in the attic for long periods of time, or was he just hiding when they showed up?
Well, they had been pursuing him for months. I don't think he had been at the same location the whole time.
Well, what did he do? Why were they harassing this guy in the ceiling?
You would ask that.
He was just hanging around the ceiling.
Well,
What did he do?
There were some murders, some gunshots, you know.
Library books?
Yeah.
Blockbuster?
That's not important.
Murder? Who did he murder?
Some lady. That's not important.
God.
You're always going to ask the part of the story. The reason Pepper is pulling this up is because earlier before the show, the story does continue, and it does tell you what he was arrested for, but I thought that was a separate story, and I was trying to figure out what was entertaining about it, and now I still cannot create an entertaining angle on this crime. He was a suspect. He did need to go into custody. Allegedly, I don't know what the status of his trial is, so allegedly, but the part of the story that we do know that he was on the run and they were looking for him, and he just appeared from above.
What if he was on the run with the runs? That would be
inconvenient.
Very different story. A very, very different story. What else is here? I don't know how to not do that story with a straight face, because I don't know how you get there. But there was a fish that had teeth. Have you ever seen a fish with teeth? I'm telling you, I can't do this.
What story you were going to, because I was going to just slide right in there with the smoothest segue transition and just show you up, and I've got nothing. It's a fish with teeth.
It's a fish with teeth.
Oh!
It's a fish, and it has teeth.
He looks curious. He's just going to swim up and say hi. He's so happy. He's so happy. Yeah. That, in the movie adaptation, that fish has the voice that sounds like a toddler. Like a childlike, cutesy voice.
It's Nemo. Looking for Nemo over there. Yeah. But a toothy fish. Unlike the other toothy fish on Harry Hines, this one is in the water tank. So, I don't know. The other fish that I've seen I saw one the other day. I don't think I found the story, but it had vampire teeth.
Interesting.
It was a fish with vampire teeth.
Huh.
Wow. And they said, with vampires, you just stab them in the heart with a stake. You stab them in the heart with a stake. A stake, right? And you kill a vampire. And you can also kill anyone. You stab in the chest with a stake.
You can kill anyone. That is a good point.
With a stake. So, stake through the heart. That makes no sense. But yeah, I did see that. Stake through the heart, pretty much get anyone. Vampire or not. Or vampira. That's where the toothy fish come from. Vampire would add that. What other do we have in here? We got any more stories?
I heard you got some. Do we have some pictures? There's some animal stories with the horse that I didn't see a video for this one. Maybe I can find one online later and post it. But the horse that escaped a festival.
Yes. Horse escaped a festival.
I thought it was 5 of them.
Was there 5? Was it a gang of horses? It's a horse gang. What is she doing?
Oh, well, they're just saying hi. I guess this is after they've been caught.
What is she doing? Well, they look so happy. They look so happy to have caught those horses. Where'd they catch them at? The Renaissance Festival. Missouri Renaissance Festival. A group of Missouri police took an unusual journey when 5 horses escaped from the local Renaissance Festival. The Wentzville? Is that part of the festival too? Wentzville Police Department. They said on the internet that the horses absconded. They absconded. from the St. Louis Renaissance Festival Wednesday. They were able to round them up, take photos with them, and see how excited those police were to do that.
Please tell me they mostly stayed together as a group, because I like to picture like those movies like Madagascar, the movies where the animals escape. I like to think that they're a group and they planned this out together.
Probably knocked over a liquor store.
Smile and wave, boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Smile and wave.
I bet those are the same horses that knocked over that liquor store in Missouri. Did you also see, I don't have any information on this other than what I've seen on the interweb net, but did you also see where the Dallas policeman, the mounted police, was drinking his drink, and I guess he spilled his drink on himself?
No.
And spooked his horse, and he fell off, and his horse ran off and ran some kid over. Yeah.
Is there video of this? Because
there was videos somewhere on the internet of it, but yeah,
I need details.
The horse was running through the crowd over there.
Oh no!
And ran some kid over.
Oh.
Gave him a.
Well, it's not as fun to think about when someone gets hurt, but
well, people also don't. I don't know. They don't think. I think too many people that are not. If you're not familiar with something, you don't understand it. Just like there's that video of that lady. There was some cow. It's a TikTok. It's viral on TikTok. There's a loose cow going through a neighborhood, and some lady's like, "Oh, come here, little cow," and then she runs him over.
Yeah,
and
like is still a large animal. Yeah.
Like, leave them alone. And the same thing with the horses. They see a horse and they think all horses are pet.
Yeah.
So when that horse is running, they're not thinking anything, and it ran over a couple of people.
I don't know. Yeah. Especially if you're using horses for crowd control. Like, yeah, that can be a great tool, but
I didn't
you have
see
to manage that.
I didn't see the video of him holding the drink, but I would like to have seen the video because I bet if he would have just dropped his drink and held onto his horse, he'd been fine.
He picked the drink over the horse?
I think the drink spilled. The story I heard is the drink spilled. He spilled his drink.
And that just distracted him.
His big gulp.
Okay.
It's probably cold. Hit him in the crotch. He jumps. Spooks his horse.
Was the horse spooked, or is the horse reacting to the
I think a little bit
rider
both.
that...
Probably both. I think the guy...
Rider jumps, horse goes, oh, I got to do something that jumps. Yeah.
Yes. But that's Dallas police. Mounted police. It's not Fort Worth. They know how to ride horses over there in Fort Worth. I'm going to go outside there. I'll be sitting out there.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be waiting for you.
What'd you say? You know, I've tried to get them on. So, hey, we've tried to get the Dallas Mounties, the mounted police, to come on here, and they don't want to.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Why would no one ever want to come on here? I don't know why you wouldn't want that. This is the best thing ever. We don't even have bread sliced yet. And
I
this
don't know. You're asking the wrong people. We're here. We don't get why anyone would not be here.
I don't even know why people watch this. That's my question. Do we have any more stories over there?
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Otherwise, I got to cheat and look at my phone.
Oh, you know what? There's something that you don't have that I've got here for our folks over there in England, unless we're out of time yet. Oh, 1 minute. Okay. There was a bull in a hole. Firefighters in England came to the rescue of a bull named Cinnamon. Wait a minute.
Cinnamon.
Is this like one of those places in Cedar Springs where bull means something else and cinnamon's actually dancing? Let's see. He got stuck cinnamon got stuck at the bottom of a sinkhole. Come on, guys.
Well, I can see why they named her Cinnamon. Look at the picture. Yeah, she looks injured.
There's Cinnamon. Cinnamon is not getting on a pole anytime soon. The Carlisle East Fire Station said it's... What? Who writes this? Its appliance and enhanced rescue unit was dispatched alongside a crew from...
Wait, the appliance enhanced rescue unit, as opposed to the other rescue unit, which does not have any appliances to help them with their rescues.
Well, they're from Lazenby? What?
Well, I'm glad that they did pick the unit that was appliance enhanced and not just the people using their hands out there.
Cinnamon was found trapped in a hole near Ninthead. In attendance, they discovered a young bullock that was and truly stuck in the bottom of a sinkhole. Is it? Okay, so they found them. They got them out with heavy plant. Why did they say tractors? Heavy plant operators to dig around the animal and use our specialist animal rescue equipment to pull Cinnamon to safety.
Well, they got a word count that they had to build up there.
The Post said Cinnamon was free from injury after being rescued in moving circumstances. That, who wrote that? I guess sometimes the translation gets lost across the pond.
It got your attention, so you read it.
It was confusing, but I made it. I battled through it. I made it through. What about Jared? Did Jared ever come back from Ranch Works?
Oh, well, we will have to hear about Ranch Works aerators next time.
I guess we'll get into it on another day. So what else is going on? Anything happening, transpiring? I had a bunch of stuff that happened, but I forgot to talk about it, so I'll talk about it another day. I went to Oklahoma, rode to the mountains, went to Wool Rock, seen the museum.
Or where do people follow you and you can tell them all about it?
No, don't do that.
No,
Don't
okay.
follow me. Don't do that. Don't do it.
You're gonna end your show by telling people don't follow me, don't friend
follow
me.
it, don't watch it. Just let it. Just cancel me, please. Can I not get canceled? Can I not get canceled, guys? I'm sure if you dig back far enough when Tex was here, you could probably find some crazy stuff to protest about.
I'm sure there's something from today to protest about.
Oh, no. I guess we'll get out of here. You got anything going on?
That's all I got.
Nothing?
Check out Bandera, historicalrides.com,
Yes.
CadenGillard.com.
Randi.com?
No, not yet.
Yeah, don't Google that. 'Cause I don't know what you're gonna find. I don't know what you're gonna find when you get to there. When you get to that, may not be what you think. May not be what you think at all. But what we do think is we gotta go. So let's take a gander at this stuff.